Looking back on my preliminary task, the interview, I think I've learnt a great deal of new skills that I could use in my media. Firstly, I think I've learnt how to use and manipulate the camera properly, which will make my media videos look a lot better. I think I've learnt from a couple of mistakes which I made in the shooting of my preliminary task, where we laughed on camera, where it showed in the video where we had to cut a few clips short, but during the shooting of our final task, fewer people were around the camera whilst we was shooting, where things like that didn't happen. I think I've been more creative, where I've incorporated new and developed shots that I wouldn't have previously used in a preliminary task, but I have used in the final product. I think I have learned quite a few new skills because we did a different genre of video, where in the preliminary task we did a comedy, but in the final we did an action which was more serious and had to have like more quick, fast-paced shots, where the comedy could have longer shots because there was people talking in them and things going on like that, where just in the action there's just quick movement which you need to focus on as well. I've also learned a few new tricks what I could do with the camera during shooting. For example, whilst we're shooting in a specific area, say if a character is running from left to right in the scene, the next location that the character runs into doesn't actually have to be there geographically, which I did use, where the character was running and then he ended up jumping over a wall which in theory shouldn't have been there. In the preliminary task, we did make a couple more beginner mistakes where a few of us were in shots but you could barely see them. We also had to cut a few shots short again, but we didn't have to do that in this video. I've also learned new techniques in editing which I didn't know, like how to do properly or effectively in the preliminary task, considering transitions and things like that. And in the preliminary task, our continuity wasn't very good because it took us a couple of days to film that, and as he was coming into school we wasn't wearing the same things every day, where in a media video it showed, but it was kind of discreet so nobody really noticed. But in the final product we shot it all in one day, and we made sure that, say if someone had their hood up, they kept it up unless the video showed them taking it off, or someone wearing glasses and taking them off. I think my use of the Mac and the camera and the editing software have become improved through this, as I'm using it more often and getting used to it and building up new knowledge. I also think I've learned how to use Blogger more effectively, as after I finished posting all of the blogs that I needed to do for my preliminary task, I wanted to keep it all neat and tidy. So I researched of how to simulate pages without creating a new page, because I didn't know how to post on a specific page. So I tagged all of my preliminary tasks with a tag named the preliminary tasks, and all my newer posts with the 2-minute film opening tag, and on the directory box on the side it shows all the preliminary tasks and all of the 2-minute film opening tasks. I think my overall knowledge on creating videos have increased greatly, as all of these skills that I've developed and learned from the making of the preliminary task and the final product which I've got now, I think they've improved, and they will continue to improve as I'm getting more used to the software and technology that I'm using, and I have to learn how to manipulate and use them well and effectively to create a decent, high quality media product. The quality of my videos have also improved as we upgraded the camera we are using, because before we were using a Sony Blogger and now we're using a Nikon D5100. So this is what I learned producing my final product.